the culture forward in a way that most other people aren't doing. I want to say, from the look and from the name alone of this man's shop, you know that he's doing this for us. The person I'm speaking to is Fiwi Herbs. We're speaking to Sizzla from Fiwi Herbs. What you saying, my bro? How's things?
Oh, greetings, Serocee, man. Greetings, greetings, and
Greetings, my
thanks
bro.
for having us, man. Praises to the Most High and give praises to the people. Them, you know how the things set already.
Mm-hmm.
Love, love, and manners, man.
Most definitely, man. So, what you provide is handmade herbal remedies
Mm-hmm.
and creams and oils,
Mm-hmm.
soaps, and all of these things at one stop. Still at one stop.
Yeah, still down one-stop shopping center. Moved to the shop next door, which is a bigger premises now. You
Oh,
get me?
so things
Mm-hmm.
getting bigger and better.
Yeah, man, we're trying, man. So more people can fit in the shop, and the people them are happy for that. You get me? Cause they get more space to look around and that. So we're doing all right, man.
Good, man. I'm happy to hear that. And about the name, you see, from I saw the name, and I saw you on one or two podcasts here and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But from I saw the name, Fiwi Herbs, I thought, yeah, man, this is a man that's being very intentional about what he's trying to do. You know, it for me, it's just a signature move of, yeah, we have come for the community,
Yeah,
we come to build the community. Is that how it was for you when you
yeah, yeah.
started?
You know, it's mad, yeah. When I was at uni, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
one of our in the final year, one of our courses was like a business plan
Okay.
of how you go forward. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And I had two names in my mind for my businesses. One was Herbal Hog, and one was Fiwi Herbs. And when I've done my business plan presentation at uni, they're saying to me, I've gone with the Fiwi Herbs thing, 'cause obviously the pat were meaning of Fiwi, you get me?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously when I was at uni, it was all the way in Lincoln. So a lot of the people, they were more white people, so they didn't understand what it actually meant. So when I explained it to them on that day, like when they're saying, what does it mean? I'm saying it means it's our herbs. It's our herbs, you get me?
Mm-hmm.
From then I knew that was the one that had to go, man. Cause the meaning of it just made it all sense. And then when we done our jingles for the first launch. Italo Sculpture, respect to Italo
Yeah.
Sculpture. He come up with the jingles, you get me? And a
Mm-hmm.
few herbs or Fimi herbs, a few herbs, you get me? And that the jingles are stuck ever since, you get me? So we go to places now, people like, I know few herbs or few herbs, I feel you get me?
The
So we have to
feeling.
just give praises so that they feel it, you get me? So
No.
enough love,
No, absolutely. Don't make me stop you, Ro, cause
you
you know,
get me?
even the way you just said that, just make you know what I mean. I felt the warmth in what you were saying. I felt
Yeah,
the
man.
community vibe in what you're saying, the unity in what you were saying. You know what I mean? So don't, you know what I mean? Um, did you choose Perry Bar intentionally? As
You know what?
Go ahead.
It's funny you say that, you know. N- I didn't want to go Perry Bar intentionally because there was already somebody there,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't really too believe in treading on people's toes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Why I ended up in Perry Bar was more different because I've been qualified as a herbalist for what 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
but I never really I had a consult. I did have a clinic, yeah, before COVID. Before COVID, I had a clinic that was in Birmingham up by Mosley, you get me? But it
Okay.
was only for consultations.
Mm-hmm.
COVID now, the person that took it over from, they moved and sold the premises and rare. So ever since then, I just used to go out and do consultations. So I was gone into town to get some herbs with my nan. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And the woman's like, Sizzla, have you got a shop? I'm like, nah. Why? She's like, enough people ask for you, you know, they come here and they mention your name, rare. I'm saying, you know what it is? I tell them to mention you, to mention me when they come, so you know that I've been sending one and two people to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got what I've needed from the woman in town, and I've gone to the next woman in Hockley, and I've
Yeah.
got some more stuff. And straight away, I'm still my nan walked in. And the woman said the same thing to me. She's like, "What going?" She's like, "Yeah, all right." I'm like, "Oh, what going, mommy?" She's like, "You have a shop?" I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Why you say that?" She's like, "You know, much people come in here and I mention your name." I'm like, "Nah, because I send them down to say, you know, nanny being nanny, bruv, come out the
Yeah.
shop. You know what that mean." But the woman in town was saying, yo, I know there's somebody else in One Stop, and I know there's somebody else in Hockley, but the man in One Stop never used to open, but it's a Rasta man as well, but it never used to open, you get me? So I've gone to One Stop anyway. I'm shopping with my grandma, and I've looked in there, but it looked like it was still there. So I've gone on holiday. Since I've come back off holiday, big man, I even told my nan that I've come back yet, you know, because me and my nan's close. So I phoned my mum, said, yo, town and I'm back. I'm just chill out for 2 days. So I phoned her, it's like Saturday. She's like, you know, the man don't know one stop gone. Me tell them you come for the place, you know. You better
Wow.
go down there. So I'm saying, yo, you better go down there today. Me tell them you come. So man's reached down there on the Saturday, but it's Saturday, blood. All the managers ain't there. They don't work Saturday. They don't work Sunday.
They don't do the
You get what I'm
weekend
saying?
work,
Yeah.
bro.
So Sunday morning now, my nan's phoned me before she gone. You go down there? I'm like, Granny, don't worry, man. I'm going there tomorrow. Boom, boom, boom. Gone there the next day. The man's like, yeah, bam, patterned it up. When we've gone to sort it out now, organized it within 2 weeks, we was open. My dad, God rest in peace, before he passed away, come down there, decorated the place within 1 day. You see when we opened, Jan All-Star, the queue, mad. That's why we love the people so much, you know. The queue was crazy. Less than 14 days, you know, Serocee, of advertisement, you know. Only on one radio station, big up Tyrone Melody, you know. You see Tyrone Melody with big up Tyrone Melody, you know. I mean, Tyrone Melody even want no money for the advertisement, you know, my brother, you know. So, yo, you're mad, power to the community and push the thing. You get what I'm trying to say to you? I tell our Scott to come with the advert, mashed up the jingles, 2 flyers, and then all are done. I just asked everybody in my WhatsApp to share it.
Nice.
You hear me? And the respect from the people, them Afro man in the community, bruv, through the love. Everybody shared it.
That's how it's supposed to be.
From 10 o'clock to 4, 5 o'clock, the queue was going up and down. Yo, mad.
Crazy.
And from there, just built and built and built. So then last year, now this year, was a year in it. So when it made a year, we moved to the bigger shop. But then we give back to the people, then we get me. So we give a thank you 20% discount sale on the day. And then we brought in Sick Be Nourish and we big up Sick Be Nourish as well. You get me? Mother Zaddy too and all the team. And then they come down with the free blood pressure testing and free blood sugar testing for the community on the day. And they was meant to be there just for 4 hours. And if you had anything wrong with you, you got 50% off your herbs next door, just to make sure, as a thank you back to the community, brother. They're meant to be there from 1 to 4, you know. They pulled up at 12, quarter past 12, the queue was done long.
Wow.
They never left till 5:30.
Wow.
People in their 20s are in there taking their blood pressure,
That's
doing their
important.
blood sugars. And these are things that people in them age groups don't normally look on, big man.
No.
But it made them aware of what was going on. You get what I'm saying to you? And again, the queue that day and the shop's double the size, you know. Mad. So that's how we ended up down in one stop. So it's enough love and manners to my granny. Start bigger up every time, man. Nanny, me love you.
100%. And
you get me?
You know, it's important what you just mentioned about your relationship with your grandmother. Cause, you know, for me, it's the same thing, right? My grandmother's my grandmothers are no longer here, but my relationship with my grandmother was a similar thing. You see how you say, you know, you got in and you had to make that phone call to your granny and you had to make sure that she knows that you're I fully understand that. Some people out don't really, they don't have that relationship, so they don't know that bond between a grandson, especially, and his grandmother, you know?
You're mad star. Anyone that knows me knows how serious I take my grandmother. You get what I'm trying to say to you? And it's nothing but love. And my mother too, but you know how the thing set already. You get me? Cause my mom's probably the biggest mascot for my thing. My mom will walk down into, you see where we are in one stop next to Jamaica National. You get me? Boom. My mom will walk down in Allen and Barrett's, big man, and see her bedroom, them and say, yo, what you doing here? And send them to my shop, make them have to parch up what they're trying to buy in Allen and Barrett's and send them down to Fiwi Herbs to come buy up the stuff from Fiwi Herbs, you know. And if your mom sent me, you get me? So it's mad love, man. The family and the community do us well, man. And the people, them that work with me, yo, it's enough love down there.
Nah, man, I love that, you know. I love that. So we've gone from the personal introduction. Actually, what I want to, so how did you get into herbs? How did you get into the line where you're going now? I got some fact, bro. You got to see the research I've done today. You know?
Yeah, man. Let me see what I'm man. You get me?
Let's start like this. How did you get into it, bro?
You know what it is? I seen it on my first ever Remedy the radio interview before, like, there's a time, my auntie had stiff person syndrome in it, and they made a documentary on her Channel 5. So she had a car crash, yeah, and the disc in the bottom of her spine severed some of her nerves, rare. Eventually, she ended up in a wheelchair, couldn't walk. She would have spasms, everything locked. So she's blinking, she'll blink, she'll be like that, heart locks, everything. They never put adrenaline in her within like 3-4 minutes. She puts on 2 stone. Arteries will get too hard. Till they made a documentary on Channel 5 about her, but you get what I'm saying to you? And I'm saying to her, yo, she drove a witness saying, yo, you have to do certain things. They do it their way, you get what I'm saying? Then I got an uncle my uncle just lives carefree, don't business, like, but he's had kidney issues for time. My man just lives his life when it feels like it's too much, he just fly out, come back, it's good, rare. I'm saying to them, yo, Dr. Sebi, Dr. Layla Africa, Patrick Dowves, you get what I'm saying to you? Them man that were doing a lot at the time. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying, come man, you need to pattern up. Obviously, man's grown up as a ras from day, so the herb thing's always been natural to man. We know the thing, but not in the same way that I did now, that as I do now. You get what I'm saying to you? So through that, now I'm saying to myself, you know what? Let me see how man can get into this. So then man's gone down into back to college at 26, but I've gone back to college with the little youths and that to get my A levels. Boom. Got a little commotion with one teacher, yeah. And then from the teacher now, yeah, boom. Me and her ended up having a disagreement too. When I've come back after the college, bro, after the Christmas, I'm telling my teacher what I want to do. She's like, yo, she's overheard. She's like, yo, you can go uni and do that. So I've ended up going to Lincoln Uni, bro. And she up there, bro.
It's
The first
different,
time,
right?
bro, the first time I went up to Lincoln, yeah. Tell your stories. So it's the
Yeah,
first time I went up to Lincoln, yeah. And I was doing my BM, my mother, my children, should I say. And walking along the canal, yeah, because the uni's on this side of the canal and the city center's on the other side. So you have to walk over the little lock, you get me? We're walking, we're walking, and there's a family here, a white man and a white woman, his son, his daughter, and his dog, yeah. So they walked past us, bro. Everybody and the dog stopped, I went like this. I'm not even gonna use I'm not even gonna use the words on your thing, you get me, boys. Man, done effing now they've gone. You get me? Even the dog done it,
bro.
even the dog's head, even the dog's head moved, You get what I'm saying to you? I'm saying nah. So when I've gone to the uni, yeah, this is what 2004, you get me? When I've gone to the uni, yeah, the man's like, yo, I'm saying it to my tutor, I'm saying, yo, imagine this happen. He's like, yo. Imagine you might be the first Rastafarian they've seen in real life, that's not been on television.
For real, though.
You get me? So, man, we used to beat it up there, like we go up there 1 weekend a month and then do a clinic. Because at a clinic, a real clinic where you got to learn how to do consultations, do blood pressures, pulses, proper clinical testing. So you do like heart examinations with the stethoscope, lung, chest, all of them kind of things. You get me?
Okay.
Liver testing, palpitating, all of them kind of things. You get what I'm saying to you? So we got taught to those doctor kind of levels. So the same things that your doctor will do when you do your cranial nerves, we do all of them things for people depending on what ailments to come. And now we do consultations and that as well. Still said now, so we do all of those things. So that's how we got up there, man. So we went to Lincoln Uni, bam, done 4 years up there. After we done the 4 years up here, we came down. Then after that, we kind of rested on our laurels a bit, you get me? And then Nanny said, yo, press gas. And then since then, it's
That's
all
the
gas.
best.
You get what I'm saying?
I hear that. We used to do shows up in Lincoln and Boston and them place there up in
Yeah.
so I fully understand. Because when we was on stage, obviously you don't really see, you see one and two of people that look like us in the crowd, right? But other than that, you're on stage, you're there to do a job. You come off stage and it's that same kind of,
Yeah.
nobody ain't really seen what? You know what I mean?
You're
So
standing out, big man. Trust me, you're
fully
standing out.
understand
You
fully
get me?
understand what you're saying there. So you kind of covered as well your learning as well. You went and you did the formalities as it were.
Yeah.
You got the qualifications, you got the thing, and you said, all right, then cool. This is what I'm gonna do fully
But
and officially.
you see, the only thing I would say there, yeah,
Yeah.
man got the formalities, in a sense of what they taught me, yeah, in terms of the academic way was very good. About the body, what parts are where. But the way man practice, I wouldn't say I fully got from there. Like, some of the
Oh,
things, like my consultation skills, obviously I did learn from there, but the
mhm,
way that I look at herbs and the way I practice herbs is slightly different from that way, you get me? Because
okay.
man still come through the Dr. Sebi way and the Lila Africa way, mixed with a bit of the Yaki, and we're getting in all the information and we're mashing big research, you get me? From the
Mm.
research now, we're thinking, yeah, well, this way works for us, because not every doctor works the same way, you get what I'm saying to you? And then
Correct.
we're going forward and we're getting good results, man. We're getting good results.
And that's also important to say. What would you say would be the main nuances in the difference in treatment? All right, cool. So let me try and take that another way. You know, almost all medication, and this was supposed to be further down, but you were here now. Let's
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
Almost all medication is default in the UK, default white, right? We can be open on that, and so that means sometimes the medication doesn't necessarily work well
For
with
us.
as it would do, you know. And so when I'm asking my question to you is, what's the nuances, some of the main nuances that you've noticed between, or the differences that you've noticed between what would be the default in the UK versus how you kind of approach your thing and how you deal with the people that speak to you when you're doing your consultations, etc.
You know what it is? We deal with a lot of things more basically down to the system of itself, of what the systems do. So,
Mm-hmm.
for instance, yeah, we care about, are you eliminating your toxins? Are you getting rid of your waste? Are you getting killing out your parasites and getting rid of them? You know, the old school traditional ways, like your grandma would do, but like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, bro? You're gonna have that bush and you're gonna have to go let out that worm in the
Yeah,
bush. You
yeah.
get what I'm saying? So we deal with it. I'm not necessarily dealing with the symptoms, bro, but trying to get to the root of your problems.
Mm,
Do you understand what I'm saying? Where
fully.
sometimes I'm not saying this about English herbalists, you know. I don't mean this about English herbalists because there's a lot of English herbalists that practice in very good ways, get me? But a lot of English Western professional medicine, as they call
Medicine,
it
yeah,
now,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, medical
they
professional.
will more deal with your symptoms. You understand what I'm trying to say? Where
So
we're trying to go on.
I was just gonna interrupt, and I don't want to interrupt because my name ain't Nori, right? But the question I was gonna ask in regards to that, where you say they more deal with the symptoms as a part for as opposed to the root cause of the problem, is that because they want to make the money? Because the money's in the
Course,
treatment,
man.
not in the
Come on, bro.
promotion.
Listen, the symptom ain't the problem.
Mm,
The symptom's the sign to say, yo, I got a problem.
yeah.
Do you get me? So for instance, now someone's got high blood pressure. So you put them on the beta blocker as the doctor, right? Cool. Or andalapine or whatever other medication. Yeah. But what's
Mm-hmm.
the root cause of their problem? Is it their adrenal glands? So they're stuck in fight and flight, which naturally raises their heart rate, which then gonna give you over a period of time naturally high blood pressure. Is it because they got diabetes? So the diabetes is hardening the arterial walls,
Mm,
which is then creating a bigger pressure in the arterial walls, creating a higher blood pressure. Is it because they got kidney issues? So they're not getting rid of the water, so they're retaining more water, which is causing a higher blood pressure? Is it because they got heart problems? Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you, big man?
yeah, yeah.
I don't care about it in their eyes. It's, yo, just take the 5 mil, bro. The problem ain't the issue. You get me? The symptom is what you came for. You
You
get what
see,
I'm
you see
saying?
what you just said there. The
You
problem ain't the issue. You know what I mean? And that's
understand
it.
what I'm saying, innit?
Yeah, yeah, for
And that
real.
and that's the difference. And then also, you also another thing is, yeah, the biggest difference is we don't have to give you herbs to balance the herb.
Mm,
I.e., you don't get a medicine for the side effect of the medicine
mm-hmm.
with the herbs. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Fully, fully. 'Cause I have a friend that has a lot of medical issues, right? And so when obviously that will take that person mentally as well. It's draining. It's draining. You know, they got medical issues. It's draining mentally. Blah blah blah. But when I had a conversation with him one time, and he was just like, "Yeah, I gotta take this medication, but I gotta take this medication to balance out that
No,
medication,
come
got
on.
side effects." And
Don't
by the
make
time
no
you look at
sense.
it, it's a whole bag of medication
And
for
and your kidney has to brush it, process it, or your liver. So there's also a lot of stress on those two organs as well.
that. That's a lot. And then you're
You
out
get me?
there, kind of dealing. you're dealing with that process, and you're dealing. I'm assuming you're dealing with a lot of people that they've gone to the doctor and they come to you and say, yo,
Yeah.
I got all these bags of tablets and this and yeah, man, go ahead.
But this is sometimes what why I respect the way we got taught, because we take those things into account. You get me? There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of medication that people take. That's people think they can just dash with certain medication. You can't just dash with every type of medication because of some medications that you're on. Some people come with antidepressants, bro. You take
Mm-hmm.
away those antidepressants, you're gonna leave them suicidal or wanting to do crazy things because of the way the synthetic hormones are balancing out in their body. Now you've just taken them all away. So there's
Mm-hmm.
certain medication that you gotta know how to balance. Someone's on the type 1 diabetic, they're on insulin. You can't just tell them stop taking the insulin, you know what I'm saying? So you have to know how to balance your herbs with certain medications. What
Mm-hmm.
herbs do not interact with other medications. So if they're on that, all right, cool. You can still take that. I can give you this, this, and this. And then by the time I give you this now for this with your blood pressure, you're gonna be able to do this, go back to your doctors and show them a recording where your blood pressure's come down to a level where you can say, yo, ease up the tablets, ease up the tablets, till you're on no more tablets. Does that make any sense where I'm coming from?
No, that makes full sense. And now, because we also know that that obviously they don't necessarily want to take you off the medication.
Yeah, no, that's where if you come off the medication, how you make money?
Yeah, for real. It's
How you
all a
make
money
money?
thing, bro.
You can't make no money. This is what people don't understand in it. Like, even herbs ain't here to live on.
Mm-hmm.
When I say to live on, I mean like you don't take the same herb every single day. There's a lot of herbs, if you take them for too long, they can have that toxic effect back on you.
Okay,
You
even though it's
understand?
natural.
Even though it's natural. So you can
So
go
it's like it
for
goes back to
instance,
everything being in moderation then.
yeah, all right then, because for instance, something like cascara,
Mm.
wicked digestive herb, clears out your colon, your duodenum, all of those kind of things. But it has a negative effect on the kidney if taken in too high a dosage or for too long.
Okay.
Another herb is something like polkroot. Now, polkroot is a very powerful herb. Enough man hear it for the lymphatic draining and this and that from all types of people. But you never hear that, yo, in England, they class it as a Schedule 20 herb. And if you take a little bit too much, the toxicity of it can then kill you. So the education with the herbs is just as important as taking the herbs, because you got to know your balance for your herbs.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah,
Or what herb can mix with what.
and that's the thing. And but
You
that's
get
where
what
they
I'm
come in
saying?
to see an expert like you and say, "Yo, you kind of help them with that." And I'm assuming
Yeah.
they would come back to you on a regular basis,
Yeah, we get
and you
people
kind
that
of
come
keep
back for
them
your
guided.
follow-ups. Like for instance, we got a prostate tea or a prostate tonic. Yeah, some people like to boil it, and then we got another one that's in a tonic. And we got a lot of the older men that just come, but the results that they're getting from it now. This is why they keep coming back. They're not going toilet as much in the night. They can urinate properly. Their flow's good now. You get what I'm saying to you? They can hold their urination a lot better because the prostate is not actually pushing down on the urethra. So now they ain't having certain problems. You get
Mm,
what I'm saying to you? We've got other things like that for the females, for their hormone balancing. You get me, to make sure their estrogen levels and this and that and that and this. These are the things that we try to bring into play here with a bit of education though.
mm,
So for instance, a woman will come in and she's talking. We'll tell her what the herbs do, but we then we go and tell her, yo, we need to go and research what foods are carrying high in estrogen and
mm,
what plants are high in the phytoestrogens, like your flax seeds and your soyas and that. So you know where your estrogen's coming in from. Not just what you've been told, but by going to do that research for yourself gives you more control over yourself,
mm.
gives you more control over the situation,
Yeah.
which gives you the power of the healing, because we ain't gonna heal you, you have to heal yourself. We're only gonna guide you on the path. You get what I'm trying to say to you, Seriously? But
Mm.
you're gonna have to heal, not you directly, but any person that
No,
comes,
no, I hear you.
they're in control of the healing for themselves. You get me? So if
Mm,
they're not really in their mind, like you see people that will go to the doctors, bro, and the doctors will tell them like they got the big C or they got this. The words alone can break them. You get what I'm trying to say? And
mm,
if the words will break you mentally, then you're not in a it's easy for you to go down a downhill slope where
mm,
you see people that can hear some things and where their mental power is, it makes it so hard for the doctor to break them because mentally they've already won the battle. They can comfort their head, but mentally they're in control. They're gonna heal themselves regardless.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Th-
and how do you do any work with people on that mental basis?
That's where it starts.
Okay.
Anyone that comes to see me, we have to leave them leaving us empowered.
Important word.
So, bro,
Important.
what? Or I'm just taking your money.
Yeah. Like, okay, so as an example, I train people, right? So in the training, that empowerment word is so important. And I will say to them, look, after the 3 months, 6 months, whatever period of time you're working with me with, I want you to be able to go, whether you're going to the gym, you're doing your session, blah, 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 blah. You're empowered. You know what you're
Boss,
doing.
you know what you're doing? I got people, we tell people to like even something simple like positive affirmations.
Mm,
So if they're Christian, we tell them draw for the certain scriptures from the Bible that of their choice, not my choice, of your choice, because that's what's gonna mean something to you. If you're
mm,
Muslim, we tell you to go to the Quran. If you're someone that don't be, there's something that makes you feel good. It could be I am the best. You
your why
understand?
kind of thing.
This is it. And they see like if someone's shut in the door and they sleep with their bedroom door shut, we make them put it on their bedroom door. So when they open it in the morning, it's the first thing they see, and they have to say it with chest. You know why? Because they have to believe what they say, bro. Talk
Yeah.
yourself into existence. Your go-to. Return that's your next one in the bathroom when they're brushing their teeth. Say it with chest.
Positive affirmations,
You get me?
manifestations,
All
that kind
right,
of
then,
thing.
bro. You get what I'm saying?
That's the secret.
Grounding. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying to you? Breath work. You get me? Music at the right frequencies. Those
Mm-hmm.
kind of things. Because then by doing them things, the empowering you also getting yourself in a way where you can balance your stress levels. Your body is now more in tune to be able to tolerate certain stresses in a better way because you've got better management skills to tolerate them.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make any
Breathwork,
sense?
yeah, absolutely. Breathwork is an important one, right? So relaxation, being able to, even our mutual friend that we was just chatting to, right,
Mm-hmm.
will say, "I'm always on the go. I'm always doing something. That's always the hustle. 'Cause your
Yeah,
own
yeah.
business. The hustle never stops, right?" And so one of the most important things that I've learned recently is even though the hustle never stops, you have to slow down
Come on,
sometimes.
bro. Burnout's a real thing.
It's a real thing, bro. You
Burnout's
have
a
to
real
relax.
thing, man. Man, I've been
And
going for like since I open, man, ain't stopped.
mm,
You get what I'm saying? And before that, I used to live faster.
mm-hmm,
You understand what I'm saying? But burnout's a real thing. And this is why so much people come with the illnesses that we got because we're stuck in fight and flight.
mm-hmm,
Now, when you're in fight and flight, big man, you don't get no blood circulation that much to your inner organs.
mm,
That's what I call rest and digest. You know, when people call what I call it, I don't want to say the bad word on you, like the niggeritis thing, though. You eat a few.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fight and flight. That's rest and digest. When you're doing that, all the blood's going to your stomach area, helping your belly digest all the food correctly. Hence why then you don't want to take your plate in the kitchen certain times. You get what I'm saying?
but just pass out.
So this
Yeah,
is where we don't know how to get to. So then when time comes to go sleep, your mind's still on the go.
mm-hmm,
So now if that always continuously happening, next thing you know, people end up with IBS,
yeah,
constipation,
yeah.
Crohn's,
You know how
kidney
much people I
issues,
know with IBS,
blood,
bro?
blood, bladder problems, women
Mm-hmm,
get into fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, fibroids, thyroids. The list goes on and on because your body's out of sync. So now things like your adrenal gland here is gonna be starting to secrete bare cortisol for
mm,
your body to adapt to the stress. But this same gland's meant to be doing all your sex hormones, growth hormones, nervous system regulation, heartbeat regulation, breath work regulation. But it's dealing with all this cortisol. How do you expect it to do both? Next thing you know, we're running up into big illnesses.
yeah. And then the older you get, you know what I mean? It's
Come on, my bro.
compounded, right? Over the
Come
years,
on.
it's compounded. So I get it, man. I get it. Um, Tell me a little bit about the the full operation, right? So we've spoken. You got the oils. You got everything kind of going on. What's the full operation now? What's the full operational plan for you?
Why, sir, right now,
So you got the big shop. You got the
we
you
got
went
the
you had
shop.
the shop. You had the
We
now
got
you
the
got the
shop.
bigger shop.
We launched the website, FiwiHerbs.com.
Yep,
On the website, you can do a click and collecting as well.
mad.
You get what I'm saying to you? On the verge now of getting a warehouse space for bigger storage,
Don't
bigger
rap, bro.
size things.
Don't rap.
You get
Don't rap.
me?
Bro, don't joke with me.
Then we got our
Don't joke with me,
grains.
bro.
We got
No,
all
no,
the
no, no, no.
grains and that
No, no,
coming.
no, no, no. We cannot move forward. We have to pause 1 sec. Did a man just say to me he's on the verge of getting a warehouse, bro?
Yeah, man, we're looking for a little warehouse space now. We've been viewing
I'm
up. We
proud of
got
you.
little, you get me, collabs with certain little ones and twos and that. You get me. We got them little things to do now so that we can get more merch to get better, um, better amount of quality products out. Cause we got
Mm-hmm.
more things to do. Like we got our tooth powders and them things to come. Like our liver cleansers and we got a lot of things still to come. You get what I'm trying to say? We got our
Mm-hmm.
grains, we got our flowers and all these like your quinoas, your bulgur wheats, your amaranths, your fino. We got all of these on the verge of landing. You get what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they all can't just stay in that small space. So we need to at least respect that the people them are showing us the love and being able to provide it to them in the way that they see as professional as well. You get
Mm-hmm.
me? And then we're gonna look into the clinic space, man. Cause we're gonna open a clinic soon. Trust me, that's hopefully not even gonna put no time on that soon. Cause then people try to hold you and at that shop there sometimes already it gets hectic. You get me? But that's our next movement. You get what I'm saying to you? But in the meantime, from that, we've just linked up with a company called Dayleaf. You get me?
Okay.
Juice company, natural fresh, cold pressed juice company.
Mm-hmm.
Daily, reach out to them on the Instagram. Um, we did they cause when we just done a full body cleanse in January, we got about 350 people to come on the full cleanse, you get me? And you only could have no meat, no fish, no dairy, no carbs, full alkaline diet. And
Mm-hmm.
they were providing most of the juices for the people them on there. And then we had a food man around the corner who does all like seedy grapes, fresh tropics, you get me? Big up G and the team around there. So these are the things that we're trying to do. A little bit of collaborations with other black organizations in the field though. So people know
Mm-hmm.
that yo, they're over there as well. Like General Juice, big up to my bedroom. You get what I'm
You
trying
got
to say to
you
you,
got
fam?
general juices,
Come on,
man.
fam. My G, my little bedroom stuff. So we no let people know that we got all of these. You get what I'm trying to say to you
Yeah.
out there, and then get the youths them involved, man, so that the youths them know it's a field that they can go and do into themselves. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm trying to say to you? So going forward, then trying to think about how do we set up programs for the youths them? How can we put on little things like um garden patches in the schools where we can
Uh,
teach them how to grow, but also what you can use as medicine. You get
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying to you? Like, do you know that dandelion's good for your kidney? Do you know the roots good for your liver? You get what I'm trying to say? Do you know that stinging nettle is good for your skin if you got eczema, any of those kind of things? But also, if you drink it, it's an antihistamine, so it's good for hay fever, and the list goes on. The little things that they don't even know that they can eat as a salad. So, if you can try and get all of those little things into play, we're good. And then the international links, man.
Of course. So part of that question, part of what you just said there as well, is there was recent research done, and what they recognize is in Birmingham, and I'm sure probably other inner cities, or let's say multicultural cities, the trust for black people don't really trust the NHS, right? And so my question again is, have you found that to be the case with the people that you speak to? So
Well,
I'm assuming there's just to kind of clarify a little bit, I'm assuming there's two types of people you meet, and please confirm or tell me I'm chatting nonsense, right? You're gonna meet one person that's gonna say, yeah, they take every tablet they're given by the doctor, and that you can't tell them nothing else.
mm-hmm.
And you got the other ones that's like, yeah, I don't really trust this. Sizzla, come help. What's my alternative to this?
Like you got three people, You got the person that gives
Okay.
up. It's like, yo, I've tried everything they've given me, bro, and now I'm at my wit's end.
Okay.
So I've come to you because of that. Not because I've come to you because I necessarily believe in you, But I've
Mm,
tried everything else and you're the only one left.
mm,
You get me? So they've
mm,
tried all the synthetic stuff first before they come to this. Then you've got people, like you said, that scream the doctors, only the medicine, only the tablet, only the tablet, only the tablet, only the tablet. But then, obviously, with a bit of education, you realize they still drink mint tea, or they still drink, or you understand what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
So they'll still get involved, or they still love their fruit, or they're still rare. So they're still doing basic little things that they're not seeing that comes with the natural way of healing, your
Mm-hmm.
diet, your way your lifestyle comes, and then extra herbs to assist your body to be able to eliminate or pull itself back into sync so you can keep moving as one unity. You get
Mm-hmm.
me?
And then the third type of person, so the tablets,
And then the third type person is like us Rasta man, them that just walking like, yo, I never believed in their thing from day dot. I've always lived from the herb. Cause we, it's mad, because we've got some of the elderly people, yeah, like my nan's age, who know about the herbs, but come here now and believe in the medicine.
And that's the crazy thing, right? Because that
You
was
understand what I'm saying?
that's my next question to you, bro. So that was my next. You see, the unison right now. That's the whole thing. Because I don't know if you know, or you don't know. I grew up part of my life in Jamaica, right? And so grew up around where we're from in the hills, in the bush. Grew up around. This is a herb that does this. This root does that. This does, like real life, like real herbs, real nature. And then to see those same people come to the UK and just, all right, man, doctor, give me this tablet, give me that tablet.
Yeah.
You're like, what happened to the natural? We don't want.
You know what's funny, yeah? Not in a bad way, There's times when people come and see things like mango leaf and say, you can't drink that. You understand? What's even more funny is this. How much people come from Jamaica, St. Kitts, anywhere in the Caribbean, and didn't even respect what they had when they was in Jamaica or St. Kitts or where they was in the Caribbean. And then now they come to England and they realize a soursop's gonna knock them back a quick £15, which how much Jamaican dollars? Oh, you get me? Oh, a one mango, one Julie mango is gonna cost it. But if you understand the levels, this is when you see them get their respect for the things that they had before, or they remember what they had before. We see a lot of the elderly, who come, who are getting older, so they haven't got dementia, but some of the things they don't fully remember properly.
Yeah.
We see when they come into the shop, big man, and they see certain herbs. The main one is senna, You see when they see senna, all the memories come back. They're starting to tell you, yo, you better draw your book, because they're going to start telling you secrets from their grandma now. You remember me back home and this and that and that. No, but no, me don't even deal with it again. But may I tell you, you work, you see? You understand what I'm saying? But then you'll see their children look and say, yo, I ain't heard them speak like, or I ain't heard them speak like this for. But the memory of them herbs, is taking them back to a place that they can never really forget, even they try to lock it away. And that happens so many, 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 many times in the shop with the elderly, bro. It's a pleasure to see, though, you get me? Because some of the things they're telling you, when they pass, we won't know again. And because there's a generation gap.
Yeah. And there's a generation gap, and there's also the proximity gap, right? So when you grow up, again, I will always be thankful for those years, well, not even those years of my life, for all of the formative years of my life, and growing up in an environment where, you can go down into the bush and you can pick something, and that will, And so I think when I say a proximity gap, you got a whole generation that the Gen Zs, etc., they don't have that experience.
Big man, they don't even understand what season is.
There you go. There you go.
No, but you were back home, you couldn't eat a mango unless it was mango season. When man used to come back from yard and he say, yo, no mango. It's not even season. Oh, you're choo. Now, you think you just have a mango whenever you want a mango?
Yeah.
You think you can get cane whenever you want cane? That was not how it's meant to be, bro. You're meant to eat in season.
Yeah.
And now, the messed up you think of season, because we don't know. You go to any supermarket, you can get any veg, any fruit, any time of the year. It's not meant to be like that. It's not meant to be like that. You got your callaloo, you got your kales. Kales will grow in the cold. Callaloo ain't really. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're meant to know your seasons and your herbs and your veggies. When it's early spring, you'll see your dandelions, and when it's later, you see other plants arrive. You know what I'm saying? And you also got to understand this as well, because it's important for that, because the plants and the food will carry an energy. So when you're carrying a food that's being picked out of season or very young, that food doesn't have all the energy and the nutrients and the powers to do what it's meant to do, because it hasn't been able to get that for itself. If your herbs are being picked at the wrong time, they're not going to be as potent as herbs that have been picked right. You see when you go into the hills and you go and see the real bubba them and they're going to pick up their roots. They're picking their roots in the middle of the night when the moon's high above and the full moon because they know the roots got the most power desert.
Mm-hmm.
But they're picking their leaves in the daytime when the sun's at the peak in the sky.
Yeah.
Because they understand the energetics of the thing.
And is that an understanding that you feel even back home is getting lost slowly? All right, so I suppose when I look at Jamaica, right, and I look at the Jamaica I grew up in versus the Jamaica now, it's way more Americanized.
Come on, bro.
Right? And so I feel as though the nature of the thing is getting slowly lost and diluted.
I know it's getting worse as well, yeah, because the political side of the game, yeah, has a stronger hold on a lot of things, yeah. But then with the political side of the game, you get like the social media side of the game,
yeah,
which then will come and hype up a lot of certain herbs. You get me?
Yeah.
And then you see those herbs will start to get manufactured because supply and demand, like you see moss and certain little things will. And then people don't always appreciate also what kind of job they're meant to do for the land, because the sea moss is important underneath the ground for holding the land mass together. So everyone thinks they can just pluck up and pluck up. Next thing you know, you're gonna get landslide, you're gonna get wherever, you know what I'm saying?
Over farming it.
These are the things, but because it then becomes popular, everyone just runs to that, but they don't do the research then to understand when, how, season. If it's not that season for that. Hence why golden seal is more or less extinct now. But in yard back, golden seal was back in the day. Everybody knew and had.
Yeah.
But now they didn't respect how to farm it. You get me? Look. Then you get your genetically modified herbs now, which is then what does it, because the more you scream this herb, the more everyone tries to make it or reprocess it or make it at a quicker speed. You get me? That's why I see in our shop, we only have organic or wild crafted herbs. Wild crafted means they've been grown in their natural state, not even organic. Organic means they've been farmed in untouched soil, no fertilizer. This is grown in the wild. So you see them wild farm ones, bro. I believe they're the best herbs you can get when you pick them at the right time, because they've had to fight for their life. So they're the strongest, the fittest of the fittest. Does that make any sense where I'm coming from?
Fully makes sense.
Because when you're in the jungle, you know it's only the fittest. So when you're getting those plants, there's way more energy than even the organic plants, because 100%. The organic plants are being farmed over there and they don't have to compete with anything else. And you're making sure the environment for it's perfect just for that. So certain enzymes and that don't get to kick into that plant because they ain't had to go through that little stress process of fighting off that plant. Or worrying about producing this for those predators, because they don't have no predators when they're in the organic. You know what I'm saying? So the little things that you have to be aware of, and these are the things that people don't be aware of. You get me? And these are the things that we have to share.
No, 100%. And you see how you speak of being organic and you speak of being wild farming. I seen that you had a little beef with wild salmon versus.
Yeah. I don't beef it, bro. Bro, this is the problem, yeah. Obviously, yeah, this is where it's an issue. I don't even eat meat or fish anyway. It don't bother me. You get me? I used to eat fish. I'm never gonna stop. I used to eat meat when I was a youth. You get me? Never had pork or nothing like that, but I used to eat meat when I was a youth. You get me? But when I ain't had meat since before my son was born. That's like my son's like 22, since it's almost 22 years. I ate fish though to about 3 years ago. But here the problem that got me with the fish. You scale up your fish nowadays, and the skin's coming off. Bro, you see when you used to scale fish back in the day? The scale can fly everywhere, but the skin stays intact.
True.
Which told me, something can't right with this, That's why I'm not even going to go into what they're feeding it. Because even the situation with the wild salmon, big up Chop Shop, them man that got bare views. You get what I'm saying? But you know what now? Bare people was upset, you get me? I went out one time, I see my man screwing me, I'm thinking, is this geezer? Like, I heard you sent a message to me. This is the exact word, Seriously. I heard you sent a message to me.
Man took it personal.
I said, were you? He's like, I heard you telling people I shouldn't eat that salmon. I said, bro, if you want to eat your salmon, eat
Eat
your
your salmon.
salmon. But you know the truth, innit? I
Mm,
went, you see where we are in one stop here? There's a fishmonger and a man called Eddie.
mm.
Ran to Eddie. I said, Eddie, when last time you seen wild salmon? Eddie's been there. If anyone knows Eddie from One Stop, they know Eddie's been there for years. Eddie said, yo, I ain't seen wild salmon in about 30 years unless someone poached it.
Mad.
He said, I said, how much you reckon it would be, Eddie? He goes, you know the best place to go for that? Where do you think he said? Seriously.
I couldn't even tell you.
The man said Harrods. Check
Harrod.
that. The man said Harrods.
So basically, unless you got the dough,
Big dough.
it don't make no sense.
The man said Harrods, bro. They've got salmon chopping up every Rastafari day in that place. They've got their salmon chopping up. He
Wow.
directly told you, bro, if you want the real wild thing, obviously he knows you only can farm it from certain time to certain time, but he's saying, yo, bro, it's way too much. No one ain't paying for that.
Mm,
So then what are you getting? But you go like that with your meat, you go like that with your vegetables, with the sprays,
mm-hmm.
and then a lot of it comes down to the hormone imbalance that we're getting in the people.
All right. Do you think that translates to maybe neurodivergence, or is that a subject that you don't?
I
That,
believe
that,
it
but that's
comes
the
it
question
come
I
it,
always ask. And go ahead.
it escalates into that and more.
All right. Talk the things, bro.
It that's into that and more, but I think believe it converts into that. I believe it converts into things like male feminism,
Mm,
female masculinism, because it's a hormone imbalancing. So male testosterone going low because they're eating bare estrogen food.
mm.
Even in the workers, Chris, there's soya, big man.
Yo, I don't even eat them things there. So,
Enough man are eating, drinking soya milk, boxing down. They go vegan, but their substitute soya,
mm,
tofu, high in estrogen. Drinking out of plastic bottles, high in estrogen. Women
mm,
are using Tampax and sanitary towels by always. That's mad in microplastics. The fish
mm.
that we're eating, mad in microplastics. Yo, they're feeding cows capsules.
Yeah.
I used to need cows just to eat grass.
Mm-hmm.
You
But,
see,
then I suppose with the mass population and then deciding, oh, we have to feed people, they're just trying to figure out the cheapest, the quickest way to pump up the animals and,
big
and,
man,
and feed people.
let me tell you why it's mad, yeah. I was in Greece when I was 21. I'm 40
Mm.
yard. And I'm in the sun when I was 21. They was talking about KFC growing chickens in a barn under skunk lights, bury them and just in the little place. Takes 2 weeks to whip them out, Bill. From
What?
then. Now I work in One Stop, yeah. You got Nando's,
Mm.
you got Dixie, you got Popeyes, you got KFC, you got Subway that does chicken, you got Greg's that does chicken.
What if I chicken that?
Yo, there's one burger shop up the way. There's a what's the new kebab thing that they're all having? Shawarma.
Mm.
So they use chicken. Never mind Asda and that and Iceland.
Mm.
Brother, I'm telling you it's about 2,000 chickens a day.
It's gotta be.
Where the rest are they growing 2,000 chickens a day? This is just
Yeah.
in one stop. So where's the rest? What
Yeah.
about town? What about Small Leaf? What about Lazar's? What about every chip shop?
Mm-hmm. That's a whole heap of chicken, bro.
How is this? And this is what I say to people, yeah, when we tell them to do a full body cleanse, yeah. You know the difference, yeah, in what our granny used to eat, yeah, to us. Remember your grandma would eat tripe,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
cow foot,
Yep.
chicken foot, some tough Rastafari things that your body has to really fight to break down.
Yep. True.
But hear what they never ramp with, bro, a washout.
Mm-hmm.
They never ramp with it.
Yep.
To the old 80s still in their allotment, the beating Serocee, the beating this, you're mad.
You need a washout.
You poop stink too hard, wash out.
Yep.
But the difference is, look what they're reaching.
Yeah.
Look at their ages, big man.
Yeah, 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 for real.
And then also the next difference is they knew how their food was reared. As you said, yeah, you grew up back home.
Yep.
You probably had one goat that was
Oh,
born
100%.
called Bill, and you fed up the dark
Well,
the
the goat
goat.
never had no names. But the goat was
You
there.
know,
You had the
you
goat them
know,
in the pen, and you had
come
the chicken in the coop,
Christmas,
and
that goat's
yeah,
gonna get mashed down.
100,
You know, but
100.
you knew exactly every day that goat was reared with love, bruv.
Yeah, and you knew what it was eating. It wasn't eating tablets. You know, it was yeah, for real.
In the defense, innit? I'm not even screaming like meat's right, you know, from my personal opinion, but I'm saying in that defense, though, at least the order of nature was in the order of nature.
Yes, yes,
Now, man, I'm messing with the order of nature, and time you eat that,
yeah. It's wild.
it's wild.
It's wild.
And here where it's more wild. Remember when the
Okay.
horse thing come out when people was having beef and horse and it was all mixed
Yeah, yeah,
together?
yeah, yeah, yeah. What? That's a
This is
few
when you
about
know
10,
that this when you
15
know it's
years,
gone
right?
left. Can you know what people saying? Why horse tastes good anyway, so I'll still eat it anyway. But before the meat was horse, big man, you know, ain't a horse. You know, ain't
Yeah,
a... But now, because this is the way of the people in it, before they accept and get better,
it
they're
has to
gonna
be
try
something that
and run with
happened.
it and go on like say it's the way forward. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So now the youths them are getting bad illnesses, blood, because we could not escape a washout.
yeah.
No one don't give their youth no washout.
Cause that's been lost in the and that's what I mean, and that's what you were saying as well. Things are getting lost in the generations.
Come on, man.
Like, okay, so you might say, boy, granny used to always give me a washout pana. Me not add that to my picnic there.
Come
But
on.
what you're missing was the importance of
The
that.
importance of it.
You know what I mean? Maybe it was a traumatic thing for you, and so therefore, boom. But yeah, it's the importance of these things. But then again, was it Granny's fault? Should Granny have explained it to us?
You know,
Why
you
you
know
had
what
to
it
get the
is.
washout? Is
But you
that
know
what
what it
was
is
missing?
though. Check this. It's not the washout that people didn't like though. It's just the taste.
Yeah, for real. Cause you know, Serocee bitter.
Come
So
on.
yeah.
Wormwood's worse.
Mm-hmm.
What? Bitterwood's even wickeder.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But hear this though. For the purpose, yeah, of coming from slavery in the field of eating the worst of the worst to know how to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm trying to show you?
Mm-hmm.
That knowledge was passed on,
Yes.
which kept us surviving, bro.
Yeah.
Now the knowledge is getting watered down. Our little youths are catching big illnesses.
It's
Our
crazy.
little youths are being fired with big diabetes and things that, you get me? Never mind things like your autoimmune
Immune.
diseases or um what's the other one? Autism and
Mm-hmm.
all of these kind of things that's going on now, because that's more diet based from the sugars when they took out the salts and just rammed them with sugars,
Mm-hmm.
which then stress the nervous system, burns out the nervous system because the signals are getting sent at some mad pace.
Mm-hmm.
And then the diet of our parents, because people forget that, yo, in the womb,
Yeah.
your youth is eating
What you're
the
eating.
same food as the mum
Yeah.
and also receiving the hormones and the energy from the mum. So the
Mm-hmm.
state that the mum is in will have an effect on the youth,
Mm-hmm.
regardless if you want to accept it or not.
No, it's the truth. 100% the truth.
You get me? So these are the reasonings, man.
So then the young generation and wellness. Because Gen Z seem more interested in finding more natural cures and natural medicines, etc. So the younger ones, you know, they're not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily going out like maybe us
Mm-hmm.
to the rave and party and drink and rare. Are they coming to you now and saying, are you finding more of them coming to you now and saying, yo, you know, maybe 15, 16, and maybe even Gen Alpha
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
yo,
yeah. You
so
see
tell me
them
more
20,
about
you
this.
see them
What's
24, 25-year-olds
mm-hmm,
that see from like 18 to about 30.
mm-hmm,
They're doing a lot because they're the ones that are doing all of these like high rocks and
yeah,
bare like core body weight exercises, you get me? These youths are taking it real serious. Like there's some youths that come to my shop, but I think their thing's called LT certain LST, but they do all like these kettlebells and all of that. Big you
Mm.
up anyway. You know exactly I'm to out something like that anyway. But you see their training, but mad. You see the amount of people that's going down there quick. But you see their fitness mind is a
Mm-hmm.
devoted mind, bruv. From
Mm-hmm.
not just going to the gym, but the way they eat, the way they carry themselves, to the way they take their herbs, to the way everything they're doing is devoted to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when he said earlier, yeah, we was devoted to going to the rave, hitting the roads, doing the rare. We was devoted to that, so we did it well. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Our grandparents were devoted to tilling the soil, having allotments, having all that. They did it well, my bro.
Yep.
These little youths are coming back to that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get me? But they've got a drive that Marcus Garvey himself will be proud of.
Mad.
Does that make any sense? What I'm trying to
Yeah.
say to you, bruv.
Yeah.
Because now these youths have access to things that probably we never had the internet like them. So
Mm-hmm.
the access to some information about herbs and to get it more in your face was harder for us in England as first
Mm-hmm.
generation. Because none of us was first or second generation. So
Mm-hmm.
it's harder for us, innit? Where when it's back home, it's still natural. But in
Yeah.
England, it was harder for us, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now the next on, we can get to know what you should have learned back home in it because you
Yep.
know that herbs there, or your man are talking, or we got that man from Jamaica talking about all his herbs like Dr. Ben Israel and all of that. So we get to know about these herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Where how would you have learned before unless your mom told you or your nan told you? We
Yeah.
couldn't. That's
You
the
go.
difference in between, I think, between the two
Mm-hmm.
generations the most though, innit? They've got a better access to the herbs.
Mm-hmm.
And now you
Oh,
got more people to bringing them over. 'Cause if your granddad never went foreign and come back with two little things in a suitcase back in the day, you weren't getting any. You know what I'm
you
saying?
can't get
Yeah.
whatsoever, man. So then when we speak of them kind of learning a lot more, understanding a lot more, you're giving off the education, you're teaching them. I'm gonna ask you an important question, right? And like I said to you earlier, I've done my research, bro. If Fiwi Herbs isn't there, right, what gets lost?
Boy, sir, what gets lost here? This might sound crazy, and this ain't trying to sound big headed. Is
Bro,
sometimes
there's no such
the
thing as big
the
headed, man.
ability to break down why the herbs do what they do in a
Mhm.
way that the people them understand and can relate to.
See
Does
that
that make any sense?
fully.
So the education side of it, yeah. I'm gonna show you why I say that. There's a lot of people that will come in the shop, yeah, and people think that I'd take long, but I will talk to people in it. A lot of people say, yo, you should just charge them for a consultation. Why? They're not that serious. They just need to be educated a bit. But if
Mm-hmm.
you haven't got the time to educate them and just take their money, then how are you different to the pharmacist, Will?
You know?
That same man can go out the road. All you're gonna say, yo, just don't take no more than this. He don't really know what he's doing. He don't really know what he's taking it, and then he's not in control of himself. He just becomes dependent on you.
Mm-hmm. And that's what
Do you
they're
understand
saying
what
with
I'm trying to say?
empowering as well,
The
empowering the people.
empowering with the education. So, yo, you understand why you're gonna take it, what you're gonna do with it, and why you're taking it. Now,
And,
you as the person taking it have the empowerment to go and know why you're taking it, and it's gonna do the blessings that it should do for you.
and I suppose you also, once you empower them people, they also recognize and understand when it's not going, when it's
The
not
right
working
way.
the way it's supposed to
Come
work.
on, man.
Yeah,
Because they
man.
know what they're meant to get from it, innit?
Mm-hmm.
You're not just sending it down the dark alleyway, you know.
See there? I went
If
on
you
your
get what I'm
Spider-Man
saying to
or
you.
Daredevil.
Nah. We're trying to make you see, yo, this is the way forward, and this is why.
Yeah, man.
Yo, you need to do this. You need to make sure all your pathways of elimination are open. So I need you to make sure you go into pastels twice a day minimum.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make sure you're urinating frequently so you're hydrated properly so you can pass that urine and you're sweating properly because there's the three ways your body's going to get rid of the toxins.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're not doing some of them things, any of those three things, we have a problem because you're getting a toxin buildup.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's important.
You get me? And
Now,
that little piece of information alone, you know, Seriously, sorry to cut, yeah,
no, don't worry.
alone, yeah, gives people them empowerment to go away to understand why I can take my bitters now
Mm-hmm.
or why I need to make sure I drink a little parsley or stinging nettle. Or
And
why I even go something like to a sauna to help me perspire and get rid of some sweat and toxins.
no, man, that's fully important. And I suppose on the back of even that particular question that I was asking you, and you're saying, you know, understanding why I go to the sauna to kind of sweat and pass out toxins and all of the rest of it. And you mentioned consultation. You said, you know, people might you're speaking to people. I can see you're a man of the people. You're a man that speaks to people, right? And I love this. Have you ever had a consultation with somebody where a man's come to you? Maybe it might be a man, maybe a woman, but a person's come to you and said, "Yo, I got this, and this, and you're just like, nah, brother. There's no herb for that, bro."
Yo, let me tell you something there.
You know, we've been very educational. Give me a little joke, man.
I'll be honest with you, bro. You know what it is? Because, so when I first would have left uni, I probably would have said, had that method of thinking. Because I understand dis-ease, not disease, you know, but dis-ease, how the body breaks down the cells that we have and I don't always believe that now.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes though, people can come to you too late.
Okay.
So the force that you're gonna need to use with some of the herbs, their body might not tolerate. So we'll have to go a bit light and hope that we've caught them in time. Does that make any sense where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
But things like dementia and that is a perfect example of what I'm saying to you. If we can, this is why if you catch dementia early enough, you see a lot of people, they will have deworming. See, like this, why a lot of our elders never really, that especially ones that stayed home, took them very long to get it. Is when after they stop taking their herbs, because it's more parasites, and gut health. Because then you're getting rid of, you're making a pathway for what they call your lymphatic system, which is from your neck up. You get me? Which is like your lymphatic system is from your neck down, but that's the same thing, but just in your head. But by doing that, you're creating a pathway to get the things in your head to drain out.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So there's a flow, a gradient, down and out, down and out. But when you're bunged up now, you're obviously building up all the toxins all the way back up. That's why they say when you don't pass stools for so long, you have to be careful because you will pass the blood-brain barrier and kill you.
Okay.
But that's when it builds all the way up. You get what I'm saying? So these are the reasons why. So there is things that you can get to a stage where they could come and they're probably a bit too far gone in honest terms. But even then, depending on the person, but we can never give up hope. And if that person themselves has the hope, like I told you at the beginning, remember, I don't heal you, you know. There's people that come and they've been told, yo, you got 10 days, 20 years later, they're still here.
Yeah, for real.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you've got other people who have been told, yo, they got 5 years and didn't last 5 days.
Yeah, God, they just said, and that's the mind as well, right?
That's the mind, bro.
I feel as though, like I had an injury recently. I ruptured my Achilles second time. And the first time I was playing football, so that's, you know, sporting injury. The second time I had a fall and it just went. And so our mutual friend that we were speaking to earlier was like, yo, Cero, how come you're always injuring your leg? Don't you do leg day in the gym? Like, yo, how were they rat back? You know what I mean? But my point, the first time it hit me mentally.
Yeah.
Being honest, cause you know we're used to running around and being, you know what I mean. And then I sat down with the doc, and the doc was like, "Yeah, your football playing days are done. You're done." And I was like, Anyway, that hit me mentally. This second time now, I'm 4.5 months in, and I'm already jogging. I'm already, you know what I mean. Mentally,
you're more prepared.
I'm a lot more you know, different person.
And you know what you have to do, and you know the difference that is education.
Yeah, 100%.
You're more educated before you was going into the unknown. So you're a bit like, but more cautious. Now, yo, I know every nook and cranny of this roadstar.
Yeah,
deal with that. You understand what I'm trying to say to
you? 100%. So, and that's it. When you speak on, it's almost mind over matter. You can't just rely on mind alone. But mind over matter is so important and so powerful.
Come on.
That, you know, even when I speak in my line, I speak to people and I'm like, yo, don't give up on yourself, man. You know, have that confidence in yourself. Try. At least
100%. Believe. Right. This is why I said to you, we have to empower and make people know they have the control.
100.
Because even when you go to your doctors, yeah, remember the doctors always worked on a placebo thing. But
Mm-hmm.
placebo is the perfect example that the mind's so powerful.
Yeah.
If you
Cause
get what I'm
you're
saying,
taking
it's,
this thing
it's
thinking it's
so
real and it's
powerful.
not even real.
Blue pill, red pill.
Yeah.
One don't even work, but it's still doing the same for the other pill. So
It's
shows you it's
crazy.
all here, bro.
It's
You
all
get
there, man.
me?
It's all there. So let's get to the let's get to the hard truth. Yeah. What's the hardest part of what you do? Right? Because from the outside it looks like a wonderful thing. You're here, you're running your business, you're carrying on the knowledge, you're serving the community, people love what you're doing. But what stress? I know stress is probably the wrong word to use, because a man like you, you know your breathing techniques. But what bothers you? What's the hardest part of what you're trying to do right now?
The hardest part, yeah, is trying to do too much.
Okay.
And yeah, this might sound crazy, yeah. It's not being able necessarily to make the people them that mean the most to you that has fallen out still be here with you today.
Mm,
Does that make any sense where I'm coming from, my bro?
mm,
Because like man, I've lost some real my uncle, my dad, my bona fide bedrooms, like yo, some lots of them through things like cancer and that in it. But
mm,
again, man, I've guided, but we can't always. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah.
And this is where me personally, yeah, I believe that when we caught the cancer, it makes it 20 times worse because it just spreads it all over the place.
Mm,
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
mm,
However, yeah, this is where even when it come to the web to the shop, we try to support people no matter which way they go down it, you get me?
mm,
So if you chose to go that way, there's herbs that can still guide you down the chemo route or down this route or down that route or where. But if that's the hardest piece for me, one, burnout, yeah, because there's only one of me.
mm,
You get me? So man have to then be able to now learn, and this is the piece that we're learning how to gauge it. Like, yo, sometimes 15 people come into the shop, yeah, and they all want now,
yeah.
now.
And they all want to talk to you now.
All right.
Mm,
You get what I'm saying? So that's the hardest piece. And then also making sure that you see everything you take on board, seriously,
mm.
you know how to let it back off.
I struggled with that. I ain't gonna lie.
Because a lot of people don't understand yet. They're offloading onto you.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you pull it?
Yeah, no, that
Do you
like
understand what
I
I'm
said,
trying to say?
that's one of my major issues. I don't know how to. I've been learning more recently. Like,
Yeah.
all right,
This is
secondary
this is
is stuff.
yeah, nah, but you see, this is why I love my uni, you get me? One thing I did love about uni, bro. I could have went to I could have went to London, but they
Mm,
was very much more the doctors give you this, so you give this plant. But I
okay.
went to Lincoln, yeah, because they believe more in the energetics and that of the plant.
Mm-hmm.
So we did things like you go to your local park, find a tree, and draw that tree and the change in that tree every week for the next 4 months. So the tree comes like your tree.
Okay.
You get me? And then you do things like herb tasting where the teacher, yeah, would come with a flask, yeah, and put a little bit of tea in a cup like this,
Mm-hmm.
and you wouldn't know what it is, and everyone would sit there in silence with their eyes closed and they smell the cup, and they'd write down their feelings and that of what they think it is or what. Take a little sip, and this is where you get to learn about the power of the things because you get to see about people. Some people are drawing the color of the plant; they don't even know what it is. They're seeing
Mm-hmm.
the chakra colors that the plant works on. All these things, so you understand the power of nature, which then gave me a chance to learn that I can go and sit down and ground, hug trees, do little basic things that then release this shit back out. You get what I'm trying to say? Because if you see, if you try and harbor a lot of these things, you always want to do better anyway, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a limit in it because it's not all in my control. I
Mm-hmm.
just assist. So if I take it on too much, like it's all me, it's not an ego thing. You get what I'm saying? And then the next hardest thing is making sure I still find enough time to stay on point
Yeah.
in terms of research, not trying to stay where I was when I first come into the game.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Keep evolving, keep finding out that the baddest herbs, the most naturalist herbs, the most effective herbs,
Mm-hmm.
the best concoctions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. the
Yeah, man.
new ways. These are the hardest things. Trying to balance all that in your day.
I don't know how you do it. And then find time to sit down and talk with me for a while
Come on, brother.
and
And then my
read, you
youths are
know?
gonna start balling soon because they're gonna want their time in it. You understand what I'm saying? Natural in it, but you know what it is, we get to balance in it. We get
For
to
real.
balance, man. 'Cause going forward, we hope to be able to get a couple of the kids in, give them some apprenticeships, teach them the way forward. Then it can't die.
No, it cannot. So 5 years from now, where's Fiwi Herbs? Where's Sizzla? What's happening?
Hopefully, within 5 years from now, massive clinic
Mm-hmm.
in Birmingham. Cause we don't really feel like we need to really venture out too much further. Massive clinic in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
Warehouse, opportunities for the youths them, car most of my staff are the youths them in my family or very close friends,
Mm-hmm.
apart from my mum, neutral bedroom that we don't gonna shout out too much. You get what I'm trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say to you?
yeah, yeah.
They're probably the only two adults in there. The rest of them are like 16 upwards, you get me? And we're trying to teach them business ethic.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm trying to say? What it's like to run your thing,
Yeah,
Fiwi thing. You understand what I'm
yeah.
saying? So by doing this now, we can try and encourage them that they can have whatever they want, regardless if it's in this herbal industry or not. But if we
Mm-hmm.
can find a couple youths them to come through early, you know what I mean, like 18, 19, early. So by the
Mm-hmm.
time they finish, they're still in their early 20s, bruv. So
Yeah.
then they're reaching out to a whole generation that I can't probably reach out to.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make any sense? Can look at
No,
man
it
as some
fully
old
makes sense.
crusty man.
No,
You
no,
get
no.
me?
It makes full sense, and that's the whole thing. You know, the children will forever be the future, right? And the young people, if you can get them locked in
Come
early,
on, man.
and it's not like it's a cult you're dealing with, bro. You know what I mean? You're dealing with nature. You're dealing with
Nature,
natural
man.
herbs. You're dealing with natural solutions to, you know, to issues,
Come
to
on,
body,
man.
etc., etc. It's cultural, so of course it makes the most sense, and that's what should happen.
But
You know.
that's how man was grown. Obviously, as a
Hmm.
Ras, my dad, my uncle, my stepfather, my aunties, they that with the Rasta thing serious. And you know, in the 80s, the Rasta thing was a serious
Yeah.
movement. You understand what I'm saying? So man, I've grown up around it, but look, it's been passed on.
Hmm.
You get me? So this is the main thing in it, knowing that the legacy can be built and it foundation can be put down. Also, that man have probably got little foundation set here, yard, abroad, where we can also help our communities there, but help ourselves back here.
Yeah.
You get
and
me?
and like for me anyway, I have a saying that I work with, which is ownership is the legacy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And having ownership, us as a community having ownership of what we're doing, and we can then tell our stories, right?
Come on, man.
Rather than other people that come in and want to teeth a little piece of this and teeth a little piece of that, and then try and tell the story through their eyes. We
Come
can
on.
tell our stories, and that's
Yeah.
important as well.
Yo, let me tell you how what you're saying is powerful then. Do
Mm,
you know how much people have come into my shop here? And this is who we're trying to work with more now, who got their own allotments and say, yo, what herbs do you want?
okay, okay.
From
You
our
see,
own community, my bro.
yeah.
And man, I saying, yo, what can you give me?
Hmm.
If you can give me this, man will give you, we need it in this and where, send it off to be sampled, where, make sure it's what and what. You prove that your allotment's organic and where. We'll run with you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Very
Because
community
that's how
based
it's meant to
approach.
balance.
Yes. Love to hear that.
That's how it's meant to balance. And then remember this, a lot of the things that we're getting off them anyway will never affect their crop.
No.
Because we're dealing with leaf and root.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So they still get their crop,
Yeah.
but they don't no longer get this what they will call technically as waste or
Waste. Yeah.
weeds or you get me? The things
Hmm.
that have a lot of properties because the Bible tells you let the medicine be your food and your food be your medicine, brother.
Yes.
You get
Yes.
me? So it has to balance. And like I always tell people, there's a time, where the same herbs will be your food anyway. And then later on in that plant's life, it becomes your medicine.
Hmm.
Perfect example. Dandelion greens. Can use dandelion greens, baby little leaves. Perfect for your salads, good for iron, good for magnesium, all of these kind of things. As it gets older, becomes a tea.
Hmm.
Very good for the kidney, good for kidney stones, good for purifying the liver, the roots is, you get me, all of these kind of things. But earlier in its life, it was a salad, it was a food.
So it's like the evolution
The
of the herb.
evolution,
Yeah.
same thing. You get what I'm saying to you? And it goes like this for a lot of things. Stinging nettles the same, a lot of herbs.
So if I was to say to you right now, name your top 5 herbs. It's a mad question, because normally it's like top 5 singers, top 5 artists, but name your top 5 herbs and why. And
Why?
why people should care. What would they be?
One would be myrrh.
Like
Myrrh,
frankincense and
yeah.
myrrh. That myrrh.
Frankincense and myrrh. Both of them's wicked, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just talking for burning scent, for incense and spiritual realms reasons. I'm talking about internally. You see, myrrh. Myrrh's one of the best antimicrobial herbs in the whole world. That's something you should have in your first aid box, regardless of what. Cuts, mouthwash, yo, mad. So myrrh, spiritually, and for what it does, frankincense and myrrh, but mainly myrrh, I'd have myrrh.
Okay.
The second one will be something as simple as stinging nettle,
Mm-hmm.
stinging nettle leaf, and root and seed. The seed is one of the best kidney herbs you're ever gonna get, which is so important for the elimination of toxins. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
The leaf, you can eat it. It's good for iron. It's good for eczema. It's good for hay fever. It's good for your kidney. It's good for your lymphatic system. It's good for magnesium. The list goes on.
All right.
You see the roots, excellent for prostate. Stops all your testosterone being converted into estrogen as a man. So from bottom to top, that whole plant is versatile. Topically, you can rub it on your skin, put that in your bath, and you got eczema. So long as it's not weeping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it's just a bit,
Yeah.
put that in your bath, bro. Just go and see what happens.
Bad.
Tree, we have to dash in your sarsaparilla, man.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about that antioxidant, high in iron, wicked blood purifier. So I'm not even gonna talk, 'cause everyone knows that. Another herb here, which a lot of people don't know about, is a Sebi herb, Dr. Sebi herb. Powerful herbs called the Kalawala.
All right.
Now you see this herb? Good for nearly all autoimmune diseases. It's good for cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for the lymphatic system. High, high, high in iron. It's a fern.
Okay.
You know a fern?
Yeah, yeah.
You see it in your yard. You go up in the forest in the hills.
Mm-hmm.
It grows round. So say this is the tree trunk here, so it'll
Mm-hmm.
grow in the middle of the tree trunk, round the tree trunk, just random.
Mm-hmm.
But the tree's still living,
Yeah. So
and it
those.
just grows off just a little segment of the tree, so out of the whole tree. You get me? That little, you just grab the little, and it'll grow out of it from there, so.
All right.
And
Kalawala.
Kalawala, go and research that. People them go and research it. Very hard to get though.
Mm.
Also get that in like Mexico
Okay.
and them South American places,
Mm-hmm.
like Guyana and them kind of place there. You can
Mm-hmm.
find them in them kind of places and
All
that
right.
as
So
well.
it's like
Them
the
rainforests,
yeah,
yeah,
rainforest.
them
Yeah,
rainforest
yeah,
kind of environments, you get me?
yeah.
So you got your Kalawala, you got your sarsaparilla,
Mm-hmm.
you got your stinging nettle,
Mm-hmm.
and you had
Yeah.
your myrrh.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last but not least, we're gonna have to go for something mad bitter. One of the best bitters outside for me
Mm-hmm.
is Jamaican bitterwood.
Okay.
Serious for the parasites, serious for people with any form of digestive issues in terms of helps with the anti-inflammatory in the stomach. It helps with the gut production of bile, digestive enzymes. So if it's too much digestive enzymes, it helps to regulate them, bring them back into check. if they're too little. So if people got anorexia, lacking appetites and that, helps raise it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for passing out all stools and all thing, stimulates the liver. It's tremendous herb. You can soak it cold, drink it, or you can boil it. You get what I'm saying to you? But
Mm-hmm.
the names in it anyway, bitter, 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 bitter.
Yeah, but
And that's just 5 of them, you get me? Obviously, man can list way more. In our
oh no,
shop,
I know.
we got over 150 individual herbs on the shelf for
Mm-hmm.
people that know their herbs. I know, and let me sorry to cut, you know why you know it's serious? Because people still come in every day and ask us for a herb we still ain't got.
See there, see there. When's the book coming out, bro?
But that's what I even looked into yet, man. And
Mm.
you know what? I got a bedroom, yeah, his son works in my shop, bro. And he told me from about 4 years ago, just write one chapter a day, I would have had it done by now. So big man, if you listen to this, we'll start soon. You get me?
Get the book there, man. God, there's so many herbal books out there, and I feel as though the perspective though it's a different kind of perspective, right? It's a perspective from us, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
perspective coming from an inner city in the UK, inter inner city
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
UK, and a perspective of somebody that's grown up. Your full story, which is the story of many of us as well. Born with the grandparents, growing up with Rastafari,
Mm-hmm.
understanding that, getting close with the herbs, and yeah, I feel as though it's important because a lot of the herbalist books that's out there is not necessarily from us, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe
100%.
American, and the American story is different as well.
Yeah, yeah. 100%.
Um, and just things that may be readily available, or maybe even if it's not so readily available in the UK, it's something that we can get access to
Access
because
to.
people need to know this and they need
Come
this
on, man.
knowledge, right? But the second thing that I would say to you as well, obviously based in Birmingham, people need to and should go to the shop and come and reason with you if possible. But how can they get in contact with you if petrol prices? Our mutual friend yesterday was joking and saying, "Your petrol price has gone through the roof." So how can people get in
And
contact with you
and
if
the traffic coming into one stop sometimes is
yeah?
nasty in itself, you get me? So to get in contact with us, yeah, the shop contact number is 07 404 954 893.
All
The
right,
shop website is fiwiherbs.com.
simple.
The Instagram is Fiwi underscore herbs underscore. And our TikTok is official Fiwi Herbs. And our email address is fiwiherbs@gmail.com.
All right.
So hit us on any of them. If you're whether you're home or abroad, if you're abroad, that number there, just +44, that WhatsApp us, we'll get back to you.
Nah, man, that's perfect. And all I feel that's left for us to say, man, is thank you so much for the time. I
Nah,
know
man,
you're,
thank you, bro. You know what? People them know, this is meant to happen from time. Seriously, tell them I lie. You get
no,
me?
man,
From when I first come out last year, this is meant to happen from time, but you know how the things set anyway. So we
yeah,
appreciate you in it for the patience. You get what I'm saying to you? And
anytime,
thank
bro.
you for finding the time said way. I know people to go and like, children anyone knew from when we first reach out and you get me? So we thank you in it and we appreciate the patience that is shown, man, to take the time
Absolutely,
out for this as well. You get me?
it's
So without
absolutely,
people like you, man, like bling lifestyle, cause we have to show up. You see, one thing I have to say before we go, is people like you, bling, chop shop, the breathwork woman, I can't remember her name, and we done a radio advert, and the people that has invited us out to seminars like is it Nature's Finest, the people at Hands Off Allotment, Oakland Road. Without people like you, like Tyrone, Scarcher, all of you people that push and advertise, the people them that come down, and the word of mouth. Phoebe Herbs ain't nothing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? All fun and joke aside, because then it would just be Fiwi Herbs. You get
mm,
what I'm trying to say to you?
real,
And that's not the motto, you get me? So we have to always take our time out, and we always do, to say thank you to the people that and give the most high praises for the benefits that they've been able to give us to pass out in it. So
mm,
again, thank you, my bro, for the time and the effort that you put into to have us on here, 'cause we appreciate that.
brother. you know, the feelings mutual, man. And you, as far as I'm concerned, bro, on the realest of levels, it's a pleasure and an honor to actually be able to speak to you and discuss this. Cause one of the things that I said to our mutual friend's getting a wally big up, but
Yeah,
you know,
she's good, man. You get me?
I said, you know, for me, cause she was asking, you know, what kind of things you gonna ask? I'm like, look, my thing is number one, knowledge, and it's about the culture, it's about the people, it's about the community, etc. It's not no coming here and running joke, and I'm not against that, but my thing is not that. My thing is
Nah,
really
man.
understand this so that you
Education
know
is
that you're
so
serious, you know?
important, yeah, because even if you look right now, yeah, with all this TikTok and the way they say now, the influence it's having on the kids, yeah. The algorithm it runs to the kids ain't trying to encourage them to be anything, can it? So we gotta make them know that they can be what they want to be in it.
100.
I'm not the only success story, you know. I might just be one of the people them who more people gravitate to in my field. But there's people like yourself, there's people like Scotch, there's people in all walks of life coming from the same inner city that the people them the youth them can look up to as the role models. They might not get as much voice or be as loud as some of the roadman them, but you can look up to us people them as the role models and see that we can make something of ourselves regardless. You get what I'm trying to say?
100%.
And that's the main thing. We can give them the education and show them a platform to go and push it, bro. All of our manners, man.
100%, man. So yeah, thank you, and I appreciate it, bro. And you know, you see the way the universe works. Cause I reached out to you first, and obviously you said life was life in. Even you said
Yeah, man.
life in, and then turns out I'm chatting to this person, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna go check Fiwi. I'm like, you know, Fiwi, make sure I say and boom, look at it. So,
Yeah,
brother, thank you so much.
you're welcome.
And
Yeah,
that's the thing, man. That's gonna be the end of the podcast. I'm gonna stay with you and just chat with you for a quick 5 minutes. But bro,
don't say a
once
word.
again, man, thank you.
Love, right.